And that was Pasha there. To be fair, that is a tough game. I don't know how well I'd do. We were just playing along. We got 2.
I always say no. I don't want to look like an idiot.
Yeah.
I feel like it's either like a super known round or it's super obscure. Like there's so many big rounds, games, tournaments that it's almost impossible to know for sure.
I think I could have got Rez, and that's probably it. I think 1 out of 5 for me, if I'm honest. Just because I remember that was where his USP bugged and he had no silencer. Do you remember that when we were like, wait, what did he do without?
That was a weird one. But the Pasha one, we were talking about his movement. At least he can acknowledge it, right? Like we don't say it to be mean. It's just like Pasha's movement has a lot to be desired.
Yeah, self-aware Pasha there.
Important.
I like that. Now, North, how self-aware are they? Ever since the removal of Config in Cajun B, they have been struggling to post results. And Config is the first port of call, albeit briefly. But this guy, since his move to Optic, admittedly, they've had a bit of turmoil themselves in terms of results and qualification. But during the qualifier, we did actually get to see I think a record-breaking performance, 47 frags from him. So he's still fragging. He's still doing good old Config stuff, this time under a different jersey.
Yeah, and I think, it's not easy mode because he's in an easier region by any means. But it just
against Renegades.
It was against Renegades. And it was an overpass, a map where he tends to tear it up, So he's the kind of player who I always would praise for getting after strong starts. He'd always get, 19 to 20 kills very early. But going into a matchup like this one against Renegades and putting up 47 kills and then still not winning the game, you question where your teammates are. They won the map. They didn't win the series, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
and
did they even win the map?
Yes, they did. It was a 16-13, I believe, was the final score. So it was even just barely, even with that type of a monster performance from Config. So, yeah, I mean, he had a great game, but Optic really not too much to write home about just yet. No notable results from them so far. Didn't manage to qualify for Masters either.
Same as North in a way, right? You get rid of Config, arguably the best player on the team. Actually, definitely the best player on the team. You get rid of the backbone of the team in Cajun, and now they're off in North America, maybe having a great time, who knows. But North aren't doing any better with these roster changes. And I thought, MSL said 3 weeks, Janko. He's at more than 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, this has been really, really rough for North. I mean, they almost lost a game to the Serbian team at Copenhagen Games. It was a nail-biting series, all things considered. So dropping in the semifinals to Imperial and so forth. I think for them it's just been horrendous so far, considering the expectations, considering the investment made into that team. Like the transfers, the salaries of the players, the organizational structure that they have at their disposal. Like a place to boot camp, so to speak, right? An office to play from at the football stadium and all of that. Like, you just have to do better. There's no excuses at this point. You need to do better.
They certainly do, and they take on G2 here, a roster that I actually haven't got to see too much of since the addition of Mixwell. I think we got that 1 week of Pro League.
And that was like his introduction, right? So that we saw some good things and some bad things out of them. But with that week off, I'm sure they've played a lot of Counter-Strike and they've probably grown a lot. They did some funny content on social media as well. So shows that they're gelling quite well early. They're actually getting along, or at least in front of the camera, just like us. We all hate each other.
Absolutely.
But that's not necessarily true.
Oh, well, I hate you guys.
Oh,
maybe that's
okay.
what
That makes more sense. Okay. Right. So Chad's hatred for us aside, the fact that G2 have just had a week off is probably the very best. Like just what the doctor ordered. You get a week to just kind of dip your toe in the water, and now you can kind of come back. NBK's done a few more Word documents and speeches, and now you're ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Gives you a bit more time to figure things out. Try out roles and see if you need to swap players around. Obviously, it's not going to be enough for them to be in tip-top shape, but they at least should have probably figured out now who's going to play which spot and all of that, and now they can just put the work in to get more routine.
I forgot one bit of information, and we saw it at the start of the broadcast, was the IEM Sydney qualifier that was going down, and that was during the Easter long weekend. So that was Friday and Saturday that they were playing, and G2 actually lost to a VP. VP are actually looking somewhat revitalized with Nibu actually being a fragger. So
beating NIP and G2 online for Virtus Pro. I mean, that's something you haven't said in a very, very long time, especially online. So they are a different story, and we'll see how they fare in the near future. But yeah, G2 definitely an interesting one. Not one of those situations where you're looking for trends more so than immediate results.
I want to change lanes if we can, Alex. There's a lot of talk about people not staying in the lanes, but I want to change lane. I want to talk...
Change lanes all the time.
Yeah, I know.
It's a bad metaphor. It's like, just stay in your own lane. It's like you're a terrible driver.
Well, maybe if you cut someone off, someone might slash your tires or something like that. But anyway, the point of the matter here is Copenhagen Games, the blunder from North, this is us being disappointed, and that is the event that they should have won. It's the home event, home soil. They were the only ones bringing a crowd to that event. That event, first and foremost, it's not a big one on the calendar. This is one where we expect them to be able to rocket it and play up to their full potential. Their highest rated player for the tournament was Valder, who, to me anyway, has looked to be the consistent star, but he came in at 8th. I would be expecting the top 10 players of Copenhagen Games to be filled with Kjærby, AZ, Mertz, and Valder. Yeah. And only Valder was in the top 10, and he was 8th, right? So these guys have dropped the ball to a bunch of youngsters. Now, if you put that in context, they're going up against teams who are tier 2, tier 3. They don't have the same level of research. They don't play them all the time. They don't know the tendencies. Then these guys, for the Imperials, for the Windingos, for the Sprouts, that's their Super Bowl. This is their Super Bowl. Copenhagen Games is their Super Bowl.
Just listing those names of the teams.
For your Imperials, your Windingos, your Sprouts.
It's just like, this shouldn't even be a conversation. It should just be, yeah, North won Copenhagen Games, as everyone expected. Not just the fact that they didn't win, didn't make the final, they almost didn't make it out of groups even. You know, they lost maps to both Valiants and Windigo, some close games in the decider maps and so forth. Sure, you can say a win is a win, but for North, against that type of opposition, it needs to be more than just a win.
Yeah, I think that was the problem that a lot of people outlined, is the fact that you had a must win. Like, we outlined it on the desk, we made it very clear that if you win that, fine, you know, it's something to step, like a stepping stone. And instead, they slip and they stumble, and now we find ourselves really, truly questioning North and the chances.
And people are hyping up Mertz massively and all of that. This should be the level of opposition where he dominates, right? That's in North Academy, where he was very comfortable, and we were giving him the benefit of the doubt, playing against tier 1 teams. Yeah, the same stuff, same moves, can't fly, but he could get away with them here, and still nothing really impressive.
No, but what is impressive is I'm going to go ahead and actually move. Have you ever seen this before?
You do you.
Thank you. I'll see you guys later. That's Chad and Yanko from the analyst desk, and now I'm going to hang out with Hank and do some casting. Why don't you...
Welcome to the dojo.
Thanks, man.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to look after you. This is the screen.
Okay.
Talking to that. No, talking to that.
Talking to this. Look at that.
Say it over there. Kind of, these are your audience. The cameras in there.
Hi,
okay?
guys.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. North versus G2, nice light game to get you into the swing of things. Yeah. Should be a one-sided affair, all things considered. North are not looking good even online right now. So this should be a G2 affair.
The guys over there were doubting severely what North are going to be capable of after losing Copenhagen Games.
Yeah, that wasn't looking great. Alex, here we go. G2 have bought the Deagle. Oh, are we already live? We're already live, okay? Okay, nice. We've missed the pistol. We don't really want to see the pistol anyway, so it's a boring part of the game. It will be the second round. And Kenny S, body, MBK, Deagles. And we can only assume it was a bloody affair to win that first round for North.
Yeah, let's just give them all the credit. Let's just say North aced them. Haven't looked at the scoreboard yet.
And MSL Mertz with the scout, looking confident there. Apex will be sniffing him out towards the window, but he gets a third headshot with the scout as we head into the next round. Clean sweep there for North.
Well, now I'm set up. There we go. Got a microphone on. Headphones are on. There's a cable here that's kind of a bit leery. Chair's quite comfortable. I think I'm ready to do that talking thing.
Well, here we go. This is Mertz getting it on the scout. He took 3 shots and got 3 headshots, so that's not bad at all. Look at that. Could have done with some of that over a Copenhagen game.
Do you feel like we see a lot less of the scout than we used to?
Yeah, definitely.
Is it just the jumping now, or was there more?
There was more than that. Like that was a massive part of the scout, I think. Some players are still very well versed. You see Oscar and Chris J still running it a lot. But MBK used to be a master of that weapon. He doesn't buy it at all now. So
it's true.
You definitely see a lot less of it. It was a bit overpowered. Like there was setups you'd actually base it around the scout. There's certain spots like on Cash and Quad you could jump up behind Quad and shoot people with the scout. Like it was a bit too much. Like it was a bit Call of Duty.
That's true. Yeah, Inferno B site as well was a staple even into the weapon rounds.
It was just a bit much. Like the fact you were playing and basing rounds of it, I didn't really like that. It wasn't so much about a skilled weapon anymore. It's just how cheesy you could be with it and find spots.
It's a shame though, because I'd like to see more from Mertz actually, just seeing what.
And that was the problem as well. You couldn't actually use at that point of the game. You couldn't kill people while they were jumping. Right, before the hitbox was updated, so you could jump up and kill people. They couldn't actually kill you back. So
there's no challenging.
Bit of a problem. So we do need to talk over these rounds. It's fine. I can see you're ready to jump in.
No. We're just having a conversation.
Jason and I, we might have had like a conversation about something completely irrelevant for like 3-4 rounds earlier. Kind of got a bit carried away with the nostalgia. I haven't casted together for a long time. We just realised we should probably get back to the game now. Like 3 rounds past, we should probably just get back into it.
Something's happening, I think.
Yeah, we really love playing Counter-Strike. That was the Eco straight off for 80. And we'll get into the first gun round here. I think we've all been looking forward to this one.
Yeah, we actually get to see some action now, see if G2 can put up a fight. Let's not forget as well that Mertz has stuck with that scout, as well as the in-game leadership being a bit different here. Now, of course, previously, when Shox was still in the roster, this was Apex's territory, and they did find some success on it. Now, one would assume NBK has taken the helm from him, perhaps letting Apex take some of those mid-round calls, of course. All just completely unnecessary speculation at this point.
Well, this is very common when you've got the first gun round coming in. You know, the CT's maybe on a bit of a bonus as MSL pushes through. He'll get 2 with the FAMAS. Bravely, he goes through the smoke and manages to deliver a couple of frags here. It will be one in return from Body, but still a third man advantage here for the CTs. They're rotating, the money's starting to swell at this point, Alex. So much available in the coffers. If they can win this round, even more so. Body has no idea. He'll get 1, but that's all he'll find. The bomb to be planted now at this point. Still, though, Kenny S fighting strong. 2 versus 2. 2
versus 2 indeed. Now, towards CT, Kenny does have the line. He'll be holding that one. They've got plenty of time. However, the bomb's not down. The CTs don't have to move a muscle here. But just as I say that, Apex catches Kirby out of line. Now down to Mertz with the AK. And he's going to push down Kenny, unflinching with the no-scope. And that all started so well for North. Uncharacteristic aggression towards ramp from MSL. You completely hamstring that A execute. And the still G2 come out on top.
Yeah, that's one of those rounds, what we call the bonus round as well. I was kind of commenting on the money at that point. You want to throw a spanner in the works in those sort of rounds. You could feel the execute coming in, you saw the smokes coming through, pushed the smoke, got 2 kills, but unfortunately the retake with the FAMASs, the SMGs, and the scouts, of course, on Mert, it was always going to be a bit of a rough affair. We've got the first real gun round coming up here. But you can see those kills they found, Alex. 3-1, sure, GC won the round, but they've now got 2 Galils and a Scouts going into this round. So that actually really helps out North. That's why the bonus round can be so powerful. You're not necessarily trying to win them every single time, score as much financial damage as you can, so you can reset them in the following round after that. So it's just
not intentionally losing, though, is it?
Not intentionally losing, but understanding you can keep these lesser weapons and go in with the intention of, like, let's just surprise them with something.
Do some economical damage, maybe be over-aggressive. And talking of over-aggression, Mertz is down to 7 HP because of his aggression. He tried to challenge ramp out early. Mixwell put up a fight. And now he's operating with just a scrap of HP for the remainder of this round. Eyes on Mixwell now as he is trying to make that scout work. Unfortunately for him, though, very few opportunities to really do damage with the scout on the T side. I mean, he's going to be counting on some damage being done by his compadre. Still feels odd to be saying Mixwell while we're casting a G2 North.
And it feels like it's a permanent thing now.
Yes,
like,
it is,
like Shox, he's like kind of announced he's doing his own project with Smith and stuff. So Apex, he'll be announcing he's finding kills in the connector, it seems, as he takes down Kiabi. 4-4. Remember, Mertz, you pointed out, low HP. He'll have the AWP, though. Perfect weapon for someone who is the walking wounded. And towards B they go. Kenny S, I think he's dropped out of my top 3 in terms of AWPers in the world right now. I'm going to say it.
Damn. Which
Which is fine. I think it gives him something to build towards, you know?
But he hasn't been the Kenny S of old in a
absolutely
while.
not.
Ooh, Mertz a bit slow on there, maybe looking at his mini-map, because now pressure is being applied. Fortunately, AZ will relieve some of it. He gets the first. Trying to bloodlet from the T side, but no, Body and Apex are going to go ahead and throw the necessary punches. A second from Apex, and that leaves MSL to do it all. Fantastic through the smoke now. 9 seconds, he's got a second. MSL, 6 seconds, he has to play the survival game now. Baited out. Kenny, last man going hunting, and MSL's doing the roundabout, and that is Benny Hill theme starts playing on 100 decibels, and we do have a 1v3 from MSL.
Benny Hill.
Did you just do air horns?
Yeah, I was trying to do it over the top of the Benny Hill. Yeah, this was coming in. I threw the smoke.
That was nice, yeah.
But there it is. That's a really harsh round for G2. Yep, call the pause. Kenny's got no money, but he has got the AWP. I did see some residual cash. It's not all over, but they're certainly going to be struggling here with no bomb plant in the previous round on an extra $800 coming in. Big round for MSL. 3 versus 1, Alex. Gets 1 through the smoke, gets a second as the ensuing T comes through, trying to trade him out, and then Kenny had no choice but to try and gun him down. There wasn't any time to plant. Couldn't find him. So big round there from the in-game leader. I kind of like that information Janko gave us. The fact that Copenhagen Games, only 1 player's in the top 10 at a tier 3 event.
Yeah.
Like the fact that Imperial are winning that event goes to show you how kind of low on the kind of food chain that is in that tournament, and they're not even getting to the final.
You know, for me, it's less of a lesson about North. We kind of know they're struggling at the moment. More interestingly is just the fact that there's so many teams that can still put up a fight versus your tier 2s.
Yep.
You know, the teams that are getting invites, the teams that are qualifying for events now struggling, and that's why these qualifiers are so interesting and why lower tier tournaments like Copenhagen.
Yeah, and the thing is that tournament's an open tournament, right?
Yeah.
That's a classic Counter-Strike, like back in the day, CS. Like everyone just turns up, everyone's got a chance to make it to the main tournament. Kenny S, as he opens things up, and MBK following up with the Deagle kill. This is looking like it's going horribly wrong for the Danes once again. 4-1, but this could be 4-2. They might even go for this one. You can see a play all the way in T-spawn. That's going to be Valda going for the long con. Bomb's already planted. MBK finds an AWP. He is the secondary AWP. I guess maybe with Victor coming in, that might not be the case anymore. Time will tell. We haven't really seen much of these guys since they made this addition. Mixwell on the team. Who would have thought?
Mixwell has always been kind of complaining about not wanting to be a primary AWPer, and I think this is imagine this as a double AWP setup, because Mixwell were always proficient with it. We do see NBK scavenging that one for the round anyway, and it does connect onto AZ.
Yeah, when they were in Optic, like he was the main AWPer, but you could see he lost his confidence a lot, and then like halfway through a half, he would like say, "Alo, you decide. I can't do it." Like he just starts taking over, and it's like you really don't want to see that. Like almost every other game, he would be struggling with the AWP. So it's good to see him. Yes, he's got Kenny with him now, and he just pick it up if and when required. You know, it's not necessary to have 2 AWPs. MBK, will he be handing it over?
It looks like it. It's under his feet. Mixwell is going to be going ahead.
Guys, I don't like this.
Bringing that one up. Double AWP on the T side, though. Let's have a little look what they choose to do with this. Mixwell's been quiet, just the 1 frag to his name for now. And so we delve into this. Looks like he's going to be going for an aggressive peek towards ramp. We'll see if he does. If it does bear fruit. Does look like there's only going to be 1 player invested from this CT setup of North, and therefore very little will be going down early. MSL's been given the responsibility of just trying to take 1 down on that A approach. The stack is interesting though, and it does seem like, I'm not sure, can you walk me through that? We saw 4 players charge towards B, nothing was there immediately, and then spread back up to what seemed like a
default setup.
setup.
Yeah, I guess like B rushes are very common on anti-eco rounds. Like you just like, I don't like them at all, but G2 are definitely guilty of that play. If you do catch him in a B rush, you've got everyone there. Then as soon as it's not a rush, you want to fall back and kind of just set up normally, because it's unlikely they'll go for a B execution. You know, so just go back to a default, see if you can get those shots in. 18 hours the M4 picked up from Kiabi's cold dead hands, and will be around. It looks like they're guaranteed to win. Low HP players will take the AWPs. It looks at things. Apex will take it out of the hands of MBK. As Body will be narrowly avoiding death there. Vada can't connect the shot.
Valda should have another opportunity though. Here they come. They are descending its close quarters, and that should be where the Deagle thrives, but no, just instead a bullet lodged in Mixwell's rib cage. It will be Mertz to finish the job, and now MSL's left in once again a sticky situation. Just time after time, he's the last man standing, this time unable to convert. And we are starting to see G2 build up a bit of momentum and a bit of a bank as well.
Absolutely so. Looks like an eco for North now.
Peanuts, mate. Peanuts.
Yeah, not really much they can do with this round, I'm afraid. Might even take a pause for the next round, I guess. I'm not going to take one here. Just working what they're going to do going forward. But yes, full eco here. Mertz with 2900 in terms of loss bonus, better buy up the orb next round. Won't be a perfect buy. But they'll just be doing this. It's a very common approach with the full eco. Just send 5 USPs in the window. See if you can overwhelm one of the players that's trying to get a quick frag, just like that. Body will go down, but Apex with a double nade kill as well. And there's the final kill. 4-4. All tied up.
Do you know what confuses me a little bit?
Go on.
Is that we only see USPs as the CT pistol. Why is there even a secondary option? Why is the P2K? Why does it exist?
Dennis uses the P2K. Guardian uses the P2K.
Get right used to. I can think of 3.
So those, like, it's still a very good weapon. It has more bullets than the USP in the clip. It has 13 instead of 12. Obviously, it doesn't matter the cost. It has more reserve ammo. It's better in close range because it's got better spammability, but it's not as satisfying. I think it's the main thing.
Do you reckon it is as little as that?
It's so nice to shoot the silent USP and get headshots of it, and it feels more comfortable with tapping. I guess that's really a preference thing, but a lot more people obviously prefer the silent USP, but the P2000 just as good in terms of its fragging ability, maybe better with the extra ammo and the better spam at close range.
And close range, and let's not forget the Glocks do feel very spicy at this point. With the 20 bullets, moving accuracy, the T-side do, in my mind, have a degree of an advantage.
That was buffed about a year ago, so yeah, definitely a reason why we're seeing more upgrades sometimes on the CT side. We saw, who was it in the previous game? I can't remember, but I think it's Electronic got a CZ and armor on the CT side on Inferno. Just kind of get close range and try and go for a spam. There's many different options. You see a lot of Ts get the P250 out on the T pistol with the armor, just to have that one tap potential and just challenge some unpredictable angles.
Have you decided what you're going to call it yet? Is it Superman? Or
I'm still going with Superman.
Called Raid Boss. But Superman didn't use pistols, did he?
No, that's true.
His thing.
But he was
strong.
He was powerful.
That's all we've got.
He was powerful.
Well, he was kind of powerful, so you know. So is the armor and the pistol.
Yeah, but Raid Boss like World of Warcraft. That's not applicable
and you're
either.
upset about the WoW thing.
I'm really not. I don't like bringing other terms from other games.
Okay, we'll find something else. I'm not completely sold on Superman for such a huge term. We use it all the time, right? You're talking about Superman every round. Anyway, let's get into this one. 24 seconds, and we are going to be seeing some bloodshed. NBK will try and crack into the A side, but time becoming of the essence now. Just 18 seconds and counting. Still not found Kierby, and if he bides his time well, this could be good. The plant. This could be juicy from Kierby. He will get it. Shaky aim prevails with a double. And now just Kenny and NBK. With the bomb down, though, they can. I was going to say play a little more passive, but look at this. That should be Kierby down. Kobe Kobe O'Brien. I don't really watch basketball, so what I've done there is I've mixed Kobe Bryant with Conan O'Brien, a popular TV host from America.
Oh, it's going to be a 2-on-2 retake coming in. Looks like North might just have enough information to make it a reality. MBK just has to run out, try and gun down whatever he can, but they've got his number, and the defuse comes in. Kiabi absolutely getting everything done there. The two-man spray down, great discipline. You can see, right, I'm not going to stop the bomb here, but at least I can get 2 kills. Waits for him, line up perfectly, takes them both down. Body could have sabotaged his efforts.
He had a chance there, yeah, for sure. I do, with great honour and great happiness, tell you that the double AWP T side is now not happening. G2 going to be keeping it to the Kenny. Get Mixwell back on that rifle. Quick flash towards the top of middle, if anything, just to push them off. Stop any aggression early, and maybe even with that AWP from Kenny.
Kobe O'Brien.
Kobe O'Brien. He's ginger and he's 7 foot tall.
It's a new one.
Thank you very much.
It's going to be nades towards the window doing... I was about to say, the second one connected, doing a ton of damage. Valdo avoids the second. He'll fall back slightly. And for now, Mixwell gets boosted up. Standard slide towards the window to give him a veil as Kiabi waits on the other side. 3 kills to his name so far. Falls back through the vent.
I'm really not sure Kiabi knows what he wants to do here. He's still waiting for that smoke to dissipate and just floundering in between it. It's always this interesting standoff, and look what's happened. His indecision costs him. Apex comes round from Connector, and that will give them a distinct advantage. They start to group towards B. Look at the positioning from Apex here. It's fantastic, and AZ was looking for him. Valda, however, should get the trade, and as he say that, his head rolls, and my eyes do too. Good grief, G2 picked the round up, and Apex just got straight behind enemy lines there.
Through the Connector towards jungle, there was so much attention toward that smoke and window. You could just see, like, he's like, I know there's someone here. I'm not going to let him get the better of me.
4 other players.
All of a sudden, Connector's open. No one's looking at it, and Apex just comes in and executes him inside the head. Gets the CD spawn, like you said, great position. Looking towards the kitchen was absolutely everything. AZ got wrecked, and now that's what I said. G2 love to go for B rushes and their anti-ecos. Sometimes not for the best of reasons, and you can see it can be shut down. Luckily, there's no CZs on the other side, so it should be fine. Throwing grenades there, you can see with good positioning, it can fall apart very quickly. I hope I get shown right here. This is why you don't do it, Alex. I get so mad when I cast this round. It happens so often. It's so ridiculously silly.
It's a slaughter. Valda takes 3.
But it's like if you just run at a default there, there's no chance of that happening, right? Your default, space out any aggression they've got, anything towards
any
middle,
nades perhaps they have,
going on, any stacks, but you have no idea what you run into. That wasn't even a stack towards B. Just deagle headshots, and sure, 9 shots from North, but so avoidable. And I've casted so many rounds on Mirage where teams just think rushing B against the pistols could be fine.
But what's the thought process? Can you devil's advocate me for a second? What's the thought process in thinking,
just quick,
like, let's get it over with, let's just push in, bombs down?
It'll probably work.
Look at that, here we go again.
Rush B, it'll probably work.
And I mean, Valda, props to him, spectacular work, but it's not, as Henry says, it's not that uncommon for that to happen. At least lose some rifles.
That's why we saw the stack from North there earlier on. I'm glad that happened, just so we kind of illustrates the difficult round you can face. If you rush B on a round where you're up against top players, if you're against matchmaking or a rank or something like that, sure, that'll probably work. If you're against top teams who know the capabilities of certain pistols and know what kind of stacks can work, good players on the other side, especially Danish players, are very good with pistols. You wanted to be running defaults, just working picks, getting map control, and going in and then pinstering a side like that. They won't have any utility. They can find one dig, sure, but you should be able to trade them out. Give yourself a highest percentage chance of winning the round. It's always my point.
And I mean, just to kind of continue with this, as we do wait for this round to kind of kick off, you're going into the closest range fights you could find in Mirage.
That's why I said CZs. Okay, this is kind of good news. They only got Deagle up against him, but still, that wasn't even enough.
Okay, Molotov is not going to be achieving too much here from G2. That smoke not quite dissipating in time, and now we get to watch as Kenny and G2 start to advance with AWP and indeed the bomb through middle. A bit of mid control, very standard stuff from the T side. This is the default Henry was asking for.
Yeah. Well, North keep the lead. Steal it away, perhaps. Winning the eco. Smoke towards the CT side of connector. Flash in to get body in position. There's the flash. And he just makes sure he checks everything and gives the all clear for his teammates. They can set themselves up for an A split. Now you see the bomb make his way back towards the A ramp. They know they've got good control. Airplay actually making his way towards the steps itself. MSL's got work cut out for him, but he can't even rise to the occasion whatsoever. Mertz gets one, but I think that's all he gets. Bit of backup here. Mertz still alive and kicking somehow, and he might even find another. Didn't have the bullets left in the clip to get it done. MPK gets hacked up, 2-on-2, 45 seconds. He'll be joined by Apex.
This is going to get interesting now. NBK and Apex, they are a little worse for wear, and Valda will finish the job Kirby started, but it's not going to be any easier for G2. They had the perfect setup. They even got the first frag, but it was actually Mertz's position towards Sandwich which caught them off guard. Bit of a crossfire between Triple and Sandwich. You can see here he was so paranoid about Palace. He even, I think, flicked back towards Palace after his initial frag. Wasn't expecting the double stack there, but fortunately, AZ was holding his hand, and that will be another round for North. They put themselves now at 7 here on the CT side. They're not looking too shabby. I mean, let's not forget, this is a team that we've described as lost puppies. And now a bit of mid-aggression here, with weapons as well. Make no mistake, they're charging.
Certainly are. Trying to change the pace, and MSL somehow, with the MP9 at that range, comes out on top. I guess it's against Kenny with the AWP. He missed the first shot.
$1,200 versus 4,750.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, there we go. Kiabi gets the second. Looking like this should be a North round as the frags keep coming in. MSL gets another with the MP9. Does damage on the third as well, but it's going to be pretty much a clean sweep there. And G2 should be eco at this point. They were struggling. Apex only had the CZ going into that round. Apex, well, still have 3,600. The most honest team actually, Kenny has 4K, but they will take a tactical timeout. I think they'll take a partial buy here and then have full buy for the last round. But so far so good. Either side will be relatively okay in the situation. Remember, it's a CT-sided map, but G2 want at least one more, so 9-6 would be ideal at this point. If they can steal this round away, that'd be better.
Let's have a look. I want to absolutely nail on the head there.
So as soon as he missed that shot, might as well commit. He's got a 1.5 seconds reset time to pull out the AWP again, and nice work to get that second as well.
1.5 seconds.
I don't know if that's exact. That's
I was going to say I was really interested to know the exact,
because that's when you quick switch and pull out again. I think it's about 1.5 seconds. Maybe slightly less. Maybe 1.25.
Well over 1 second.
Yes, there I think so. I actually should know that. I guess with
that
15
is
years of CS.
That would be very interesting. I mean, you obviously have a feel for it just because you know roughly how long that's going to take.
The thing is as well, the quick switch, as far as I know in this game, doesn't actually do anything. It's just done out of
habit.
And there's some authors that don't actually do it at all. But there we go. It's more of a 1.6 thing, if anything. Here we go. Smokes towards the A side. Full execution from the fully bought G2 side. Remember, they do love a force buy.
You called it.
And they'll be going towards this side of the map. MSL gets nothing so far.
Interesting. MSL pressured down. It'll be nice finishing off from Kenny. Body does have some control towards CT. He will get the re-smoke on that, locking out the advances of Mertz, at least for now. Bomb not committed just yet. Body's positioning is prime, though. He's going to be able to get across. The Molotov doesn't stop Mertz from hitting a shot through CT. Damn, straight through the box. And this is starting to dissolve for G2. They invested everything they had into this when you're expecting that partial buy, but the French having absolutely no idea.
If they got the plant out of this, I would say fair play, but they didn't even do that. So that means they do have $2,900 per player for the last round. That's not really enough for a full buy. They're going to be hamstrung here. They're going to have, what? Galils maybe. They could get 5 Galils out with armor, but they have no nades. They could either go UMPs and pistols and have the utility. What did you go for? I'd take a timeout for a minute.
Yeah, they're really... they did. Okay, there we go. Match pause. So they do have an opportunity just to try and get their head around it. Doing some quick number crunching, bringing the UMPs into play.
This should be the wealth. See what's available to you. I think CZ's UMPs, maybe 1 Galil.
As someone that's never been in a professional Counter-Strike team, I'm always interested to know how often those economy discussions happen. Because, occasionally in CAS, you'd be like, all right, they're probably going to call a timeout now just to work it out.
Thing is...
Does someone sit there and just go, okay, you can buy X, you can buy Y?
In these sort of rounds, I guess you're just like, okay, what kind of strategy do you want to run first? What are we going to need for that? What's the best way to win this round? It's probably going to be in a execution at this point. So you're going to work out, do we want utility or firepower this one? We could have got 5 Galils and armor with 3k, but you have no grenades. So do you want to get 2 of those players with the Galils and then you have 3 utility players? Then you kind of want to base out, okay, we have to change the roles up for this. Who can afford what? Who's doing this?
So basically, everyone just shuts up. The in-game leader opens the scoreboard.
Yeah, and he says, oh, right. This is back in the day, we used to have to type our money. We have to go, as soon as you spawn in source, right, you have to press Y, type your money. I used to lie about my money. I used to have more than I had because I was so
you felt guilty.
I was just like, you know what, like I don't want to let them know I bought the Deagle. I just boosted my money like by 500 every round. More so if I wanted the team to buy, and I'd be like, you know what, I want to fill them with confidence. I want to let them know.
How absurd is that you are typing?
I usually do it because I wanted to buy AWP and I'd have no armor. And people used to hate that source. I just type a bit more than I actually had.
Actually, I've got plenty.
I can get the AWP out, guys. I'm pretty confident. I was like, and my manager at the end would be like, Henry, why were you like saying you had more money than you actually had? I was like, well, we won the round, didn't we? So
I'm obviously
it kind of persuaded the guys to buy as Mixwell comes into the CZ. He'll get 1, and that's all he'll get. Good trade. But not very much gathered.
That's a disaster.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a missed shot there, down to 22 HP, but giving the man advantage. Apex will be loving that. Not for long towards B, but it's an open site, and this is a chance for MBK and Co. in the final round to steal this one away.
Mertz is still staring at A. I think they're going to start getting the clues now. Bomb goes down, and so does the rotate. Let's see how this one works out. Good damage done by Valdo, not enough. Kenny's down, bleeding internally to 11. Body, great aggression from him here for the stop that retake. Just catch off the advances of Kierby. There's no chance for him to make an impact, and so now just Mertz leaping through that window. He's got every corner to check, and this will be another round for the French. So a 9-6 half, you said there was an element of CT bias, and so neither squad really going to be upset coming into this much more determined.
It all comes down to the pistol, really. If G2 can win it, we're all tied up, and on the CT side, it could be anyone's game still. But if North win it, same sort of token, really. They'll be up, but they'll be on the T side. And there's the shots from Mertz. That was quite a nice round for him. Even better from Apex. Great positioning here. That shot, that feels like bad. I should have got him there, but overall, he made up for it with this one.
Oh yeah, this was where Henry did reach maximum levels of triggered.
But I just can't believe how many teams I've spoken to. I've even had conversations with teams.
I'm not surprised.
When you're playing Mirage, can you stop doing this? Like, when you know the Rico, like, can we just stop? And so many teams do it. Mousesports do it, Na'Vi do it, G2 do it. It's just lazy in-game leading, I think, at least. Like, you don't want to do the hard work of the default and kind of really draw the round out. You just want to kind of get that instant gratification. I think it's laziness, if anything, why they do that. But either way, let's get into this one, shall we? It will be G2 on the CT side now.
Let's do it. Let's jump straight on in. Let's see what's going down with the CTs. Does it like we're going to be having a bit of a brawl in middle. Creeping and crawling. Kenny's got cover from window and should be damaging them. Nice work from MBK. The firing squad from window are doing their job. Kenny's going to be able to retreat covered nicely, and the bomb nice and loose in middle in eyes of the CTs.
Yep, and they'll try and capitalise on that, and capitalise they shall as they push towards middle. Valda goes down. Just cowering the corner there. It's going to be one poor and lonely MSL. Down he goes, and that's going to be the round, I'm afraid. Mertz and AZ completely segregated and out of the round, just trying to farm some cash if they can. If they can get a couple of kills and get $600, that'd be something, but AZ is not going to do anything. That PC50. Just Mertz giving up his position. Like I said, there's $300, now 600. Won't win the round, but he at least, as the AWPer, gets some extra money. Extra $600 is nothing to be sneezed at, Alex. That's fine.
Yeah, nothing to be sneezed at for sure, Henry. That's how the saying goes.
That is one of the sayings, actually. Look it up.
Nothing to be sneezed at.
Right, that is it. Get the laptop out.
Who's got Google? I've got Google.
I have got it here.
Okay, do some Googling. Nothing. What do they say? Nothing to be sniffed at.
Trust me.
Sneezed at.
You're laughing now.
Let's just brainstorm like when that expression would come through. Like, oh yeah, that.
Look it up.
Yeah, that pepper shake is nothing to be sneezed at. Nothing to be sneezed at. Okay. Means something that is not inconsequential, not an inconsequential matter, not a trifling thing. Well, I look stupid, don't I?
There you go.
Yeah. Well, you learn something new every day. Thank you for that.
Well, as the old saying goes, don't call someone out unless you know what you're talking about.
That's what that was from Middle England, I think. 1700s.
Mertz does open things up with a Desert Eagle, and he will be taking out Apex. Smokes to be deployed, and Kenny S can't do anything about it. The pistol's going to prevail once again, but looks things up and winning the pistol in convincing manner. They're going to have to fight back here to the best of their ability. There is an M4 available for Mixwell, who lands a lovely shot towards the top of middle. Is it enough? I'm not so sure, as we'll see him holding towards the short area right now. And here comes the plant. MSL should be guaranteeing around. The only problem is they haven't managed to pick up any rifles at this point. There is no kits available on the CT side as they pincer in from CT spawn and the connector.
So far away for this one. No kits available either. That should be the end of that one, yeah. Full CZ clip invested, but it does bring home the kill. And the rifle as well. Kiebu will scavenge that away. 3 kills for him in the round. And big part of where this 10th round has come from North. Body eliminated AZ, nice, precise with the Deagle. And we are going to be seeing a full weapon round now. You would oh, excuse me, we did get to see the Force from... Of course we saw the Force from G2. Making assumptions I definitely shouldn't, for it makes an ass out of you and me. I just read a pro tip, a life tip.
Go on.
That instead of saying assume, you're supposed to say, my understanding of the situation is...
So give me an instance where you'd say
in a
assume
business
first.
thing.
Yeah.
So for example, like I assumed you'd have the email to me by Monday.
Right. Okay.
My understanding of the situation was you're
going to have the
emailed me by Monday.
Okay, so then you can't look stupid for assuming, but you still were understanding this is going to be happening.
You see?
So then someone going to say, oh, you shouldn't assume.
Yeah. Oh, they assume.
My understanding of the situation is...
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, that's
I'm going to start using that more.
Okay.
My understanding was. It's got some spice to it.
Now, my understanding was I was going to be hosting a broadcast tonight. No, you're going to be casting, actually, Alex. Okay.
It's all right. It's all right. This is a janky microphone cable. I'm still trying to work out where it belongs.
I put that bit in the pocket.
Oh, just, that's a play.
Yeah, just kind of out of sight, out of harm's way. And we'll see the smokes towards connector. This is G2 definitely on the force base. So they're fully invested once again. CZ's 5-7 for Kenny, keeping it real. He'll stay on that weapon. It's better tapping now. It's not so much spamming beast what I used to love the old 5.7. It's one of my favorite weapons in the game.
They've done it to the Tech 9 and the
They just
5.7.
remove weapons from the game entirely. It's so weird. Mixwell though, that's lovely with the Deagle. 2 headshots, make it 3.
melting.
They're going all through the connector. This is not ideal. They're burning alive as well. North falling apart as Body leaps through from Sandwich.
Wow.
And there it is. It's going to be 5 men staying alive on the pistol round. That's why they love the force buys, and that's why they do it.
And this is what we don't see necessarily. You know those colossal fails where you force buy and your economy's crippled, and we sit there and go, why? Why they're so good? Why have they done this? It's because positive reinforcement. It happens, and you sit there and go, well, we know we can do it. Of course, on occasions it does work.
That online game we did it worked.
It looks glorious. It does. I mean, they've just got themselves straight back into this game with some CZs and some Kevlar. And now Henry.
There we go. It's not a B rush. It's an execution. From what I can tell.
Jumping in towards B. They've got oodles of nades here from North. They'll be investing those in towards that B side.
They used to be a very execution-based team. They've kind of gone away from that since they brought Merton. I guess they're looking for a looser play style, but I think they're always their best when they can execute fully.
Big Dink goes in trouble. MBK's already down. Now it's going to be Mixwell to fall very shortly after. And now 4 versus 3. They have the numbers, and they have that bomb going down. Digits going to be punched in. And just Mertz. Pressure in towards Kitchen. Apex though on the retake, and he has profited. Already won with the FAMAS. Closing in now. Apex looking for a second. It's not going to work out. MSL from bench. Sends another one home, and nearly a third body. Last man standing with a real tough task ahead of him. Not only disadvantage both in players and HP. That will be it, and that will be another round for North. And so we venture into what should be another tough situation economically.
Back and forth.
What have you got, G2? What have you got? You got some scraps. Mixwell's on 4.
The war of attrition. As MSL getting it done with the M4A4. We'll see whether he can continue his rampage there.
Change the sensitivity again.
Not again. Full eco though for G2. Get a couple of pistols. B-rush though, Alex.
Into the eco.
Let's see what happens. It should be fine because they haven't partially boarded this one. So this one looks like it'll be okay. They're aware of it though. See if it falls apart again. It'll be so delicious for me.
It would be, but it doesn't look like it's going to be happening. Instead, you see them charging forth. Another double kill. Excuse me as I struggle to talk. And that will be the end of that one. Yeah, so much easier, much more controlled. I do like the Mac 10 from Kirby as well. Just he knows what he's running
Exactly.
into.
You can chuck him in first, and if he calls 5-man stack, you've got time to bail out. He was a good 5 seconds in front of his team, so he's like, you know what? Bail. Let's abort. That's always an option. You don't have to commit even when one player goes down. That doesn't have to be the case, especially up against those pistols. But here we go. Another gun round, a rare one. It's been back and forth in the second half. Smokes towards mid. As KLB will be setting his team up for an A execution there off the bat. All 5 players committed. You can only wait about 15 seconds tops before you commit because you don't know what's coming out top of middle. You don't know who's behind you. You just get in there quickly, and you've got 1 player in the palace. They landed the smokes. The AWP will be going on the air round, trying to open things up. Here he comes, trying to get there before the smoke blooms. CD spawn.
Whoa, that's wide from Kirby.
That's not the greatest aim either, as Kenny S will be missing out on shots. He does not looking himself right now, is he?
Kenny looking lost. 2 shots he would have hit back in the day. Now flashed. Kenny is going to be going down to a Mac 10. That's a double kill with the Mac 10 they bought for the anti-eco. That's fantastic work from Kirby.
Yeah, absolutely. Some really kind of textbook shots for Kenny there. Like shots that you'd expect him to hit. 2-second window above the smoke. Flash plays in front of him. Hits just like precisely in the middle of both. Like it didn't really do him any favors there. Those are shots he would normally devour.
And those are the shots that players like me and players that are watching this one always struggle with when there's 2 targets.
Yeah,
that's
right.
That decisiveness that's so difficult.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. 4-on-1 as MBK will try and take the AWP. Good job so far. Gives us a position though. We have got 1 player locking him in. That's going to be Valda. Yeah. And he shouldn't move out of the kitchen here, if I'm honest. So that looks like the right play. Give that AWP to Kenny. And if he's on the top of his game, he can actually carry around single-handedly.
We can see those misses again. So this is very standard from the execute of the T. He's just going to be jumping over the smoke. He has a shot. Just rushes it a little bit and a second towards
They were really off as well. That wasn't even a narrow miss. That was like a colossal miss. So,
big gap, no pressure.
Yeah, and a bit of a disappointing one for him, that. But 13-8, North encroaching on their victory. They'll be smoking out towards window, by the looks of things. Successful smoke of that. Used to be able to body block smokes in this game. That got removed. I think that was a nice little
when
game.
did that get removed?
A couple of years ago.
What?
Yeah, do you remember back in the day?
You can still do that?
No.
We saw a device to it, blocking window.
You can't.
No? Am I making that up?
I don't know when you... Have you seen a clip?
No, yeah, even recently, like Guardian Major was blocking
That's why
smoke.
the thing is now you drop the incendiary instead, and then that
You can't
stops
body
the smoke.
block.
No.
Are you positive?
I'm positive.
Okay. could have sworn we saw Guardian doing some cheeky things on Inferno.
You can definitely touch and they hit you. It just doesn't delay the smoke. It doesn't stop it doing anything. So you can still be hit by them.
I thought you was adjusting.
So that's why you see on like Nuke, for example, Shocks you were dropping Incendiary outside. When the smoke's banned, they won't get the full distance, right?
We've definitely seen the molly into window as well if they're throwing the smoke. Still, let's find out how this one does go down. Already Apex has been taken out of the equation. We do see Valda eyes towards stairs. Time ticking away now. Bomb's already down from north. This is a swift plant, but Body and NBK climbing back in with just the pistols. This is against a full buy. Bear this in mind. They have no right to this round, and it does look like Mertz and AZ will be stabilizing. You'd think, what is that? USPV AWP. And now Kjaerbye, he's in a real tight spot. The bomb is being defused.
Just praying his teammate can cover him out.
What on earth is this? Kjaerbye's pushing in. He's got just enough time. That 10-second defuse was a little too much of a tall task, but good grief, was that a mess.
It really was, Alex. And now the money's okay for G2, but they're on death's door right now, 14-8. They're going to have to hold up and see what they can do. Maybe worth a timeout here just to kind of discuss the round. But North, a lot of rounds in the back. You're just looking for number 15 first. Guarantee some points on the leaderboard here at Pro League. As soon as you get 2 match point, you're guaranteed at least 1 point. So that's always something. As they get into round number 23 here, this might get the full distance. I don't think it'll be this easy against G2. We'll see what happens.
You've been watching a bit more of Mertz now. You kind of got a better handle of him.
I think he's inconsistent. I think he has the potential to be very good. He's still a very young player and experienced, and he definitely has the skill. But I'm not convinced like he's going to be the next big thing or anything like that.
Not just yet. Anyway, Valda takes his time with that one. Thought he had Kenny a little earlier. Premature celebration. Happens to all of us.
He's on 1 HP now. Just looking to maybe take a couple of players down with him if possible. Kind of hinder their money a bit more.
Such a sinking feeling when you see such an empty HP bar and you just realise...
well, this is over.
Delaying the inevitable is what's going on here. Perhaps, as Henry says, just dragging a couple with him. Positioning is his only tool now. Bear in mind, it's exclusively down to where Kjaerbye chooses to place himself that would potentially bear fruit. And I like the restraint from G2. Not going hunting, all standing still, waiting for him to make the first move. Little do they know, very unlikely Kjaerbye chooses to relocate. Warning shot. They now can start to move towards him, not forgetting they do have a HE on Mixwell. One already rattling out from towards CT from the hands of NBK. And with just 30 seconds left, the bomb is miles away. They're sitting on it in ramp, and they're just not going to give him the pleasure of having a chance to just take that weapon from them. And so another round in the books. That will be another... this time for G2. You said they weren't going to let it go easily, and this will be the 3rd round for them on the 2nd side.
Absolutely so. The first gun round they've won, actually. So we'll play the G2 to keep the dream alive here. Never over until it says 16 at the top. Money's still there for Kjaerbye and Co. Kjaerbye can actually drop an AK. That's if he's actually survived. I mean, he's 1 HP. Looks like he'll be fine. So he can drop 1 AK. That will be needed for MSL potentially. AZ can buy himself. Valda can drop one as well. So we'll say this Mertz. It's not actually looking too great over there. They'll have to take a compromise here at least. Maybe Galil. Yeah, a UMP for AZ. That's the only casualty here. Double AWP setup now. Mixwell and Kenny S. You said you're excited for this?
Yes, I am.
Let's see whether it works out. The first time this evening it will come through. Okay,
let's see how the CT double AWP setup is positioned. Kenny's been given the responsibility of middle, and it does seem like Mixwell will be heading over towards B. I love the flexibility of putting you up towards short. You can keep mid under control. You can even catch them at A if you get that angle through connector, and you can keep your eyes on apps as they flood out. And they are exactly doing just that. NBK does damage 1 and finish off the job. Now, limited ammunition. He's only going to have 1 more shot at this, and it's not enough to take the frag. Now just 3 remain. It's going to be a good-looking HE from Mixwell. Unable to connect, though, just yet. The numbers do favor the CTs, but for how long? Now pushing in his Apex. Catches him with the bomb. That's 2 bodies dropping, and that will be another round for G2 unless Valda does something absolutely outrageous. Gets caught off in the repositioning, and that will be G2's 10th.
And an eco for North. Fast B approach coming in. Didn't really yield too much success for them. NBK holding strong. That first frag is so important. He just find 1 kill, get them second guessing themselves as to whether they can jump out. He just hides it up on. Sure, he's low HP. He's just hiding, hoping for his teammates to rotate in. He knows they won't fully commit. They're going to be really tentative coming into the bomb site. And like I said, full eco now for North. P250's Glocks, once he's had a couple of flashbangs, maybe just rushing B, hoping for the best here. Trade out a kill against the AWPer potentially. Hope he misses 1 shot. Now wait for the initial grenades to come in the smoke to give them a bit of a veil to get closer.
Mixwell's peeking as well. Line up, and they are starting to pressure. This is terrifying now. The Molotov on the floor, the nades are landing on him. It's down to NBK to try and keep his Spaniards safe, but no. NBK's down, as is Mixwell. North with nothing. Could be taking control of B here. Body. He's in kitchen. They know exactly where he is. There's just rats everywhere. Danes taking over B, spread out nicely and taking those corners. P250 in hand. They've even scavenged away an AWP on Kirby.
Oh, a dink as well. This is all going wrong. Apex are going to go down, but Body stays strong. 3 versus 3 now. Kenny S arriving, and only that Glock to hold towards shore. It's going to be down to Kiabi in 3 versus 1. It was 5 on 3. They can't hold on. They didn't have the armor or the utility to do anything with it. But bomb down. That's a victory in itself and a full eco. So definitely got it comfortable for G2, but still successful in the end. 3 players surviving.
And they do keep at least one AWP in play. In fact, it looks like Apex scavenged the second as well, so that'll still live on. Another pause will be coming in. They're just going to be taking their time to readjust. I mean, that was lovely work from North. Getting the bomb plant on a full eco against another professional Counter-Strike team is no easy feat.
Yeah, just took that one missed shot from Mixwell, then all hell broke loose. It was pretty chaotic.
It is terrifying. I mean, this is something that I sometimes question whether players do still fall into the trap of misreading the buy, as in thinking you're up against another AWPer and then suddenly there's 5 Glocks charging at you.
Yeah, could have been better off with a very defensive position there, of course, but obviously want to get the information as well.
Of course, yeah.
You're likely to get at least 1 kill in that scenario. So there was nothing wrong with his position or anything like that, just a missed shot was everything. Fell back, still had a chance to get out of there, but got completely wrecked by the PT50s. As we get into round number 26, we are going the full distance here. 9-6.5 in favour of North. G2 clawing their way back into this. North still just trying to get themselves to match point, just to relieve pressure in that sense, at least guarantee overtime. Mixwell towards short. 5 AKs available for North here. Very default setup. Bomb down towards T-spawn. Doesn't suggest they'll be doing much, but Valda at the very start of the round finds MBK for a smoke, I believe. So now Mixwell has got all sorts to do here. As he'll be looking towards his area. Big miss coming in from Mixwell. Another one as well. Needs to connect this one. Finally gets it. The misses don't really mean too much now, considering he took down that player, didn't get traded, so that's fine. Yeah,
I was just laughing at the flashbang. Not only did he flash himself, didn't catch the enemy and caught out, gave himself a sitting duck scenario. Body, nice aggression towards Palace. That's going to render him a frag, and he gets away. Nice and safe now on site. Sitting by default, pushing through was Mixwell. Kirby, aggression has been rewarded, and now down to Kenny. He's been struggling to hit his shots this evening. Now looking for his 18th frag. It's a 1 versus 2. Kirby does have the AWP and now in somewhat of a standoff. 38 seconds.
He's going to get
coming into the angles. Nice quick flick from Kenny, but now they both dart away. That was MSL's chance. He had Kenny's pants around his ankles, but instead chooses to retreat. And now with 25 seconds left, he's going for a marathon. He's got his Nikes on. Going for a real run all the way through Mirage. Quick tour.
Oh, Kenny's done him in.
I think Kenny's...
He's timed it so well. Does he go towards B? He does. He might not have had the timing now. Oh, out he goes, 9 seconds. As soon as he plants, Kenny can just jump through the window. Will he go for it? Get a spot. Easy. Apparently not goes to the quick scope instead.
Your tongue.
Grenade is looking good though. Lands on him. Kenny S. Yeah, will be absolutely fine. 14-12. Exciting stuff, Alex. And MSL comes out of the A ramp, finds Kenny S exposed in the open, but had his knife out, I think.
I think they both did, and they both did that panic strafe.
See ya. I'm out of here.
Not interested.
Oh, G2 racking up rounds in a row now. It feels like North have been on here for a long time. Yeah, you can see the money. They must be a maximum loss bonus at this point.
No clear underperformers either. I was kind of half keeping my eye on NBK just to see if he was paying the heavy price some players do when they transition towards leadership.
That's one thing we're missing from the GUI. When that comes up there, we should have like the symbol for our loss bonus. So on the CD
like
side,
third, fourth, I agree.
Have like rounds 1 in a row and then rounds lost, and then it kind of shows you how much money each player's getting. Just
and that saves us from having to open the scoreboard.
Yeah, and asking for it and stuff, like keep track of that. I think that would be a nice little addition. So I know the right people to speak to. I can sort it out.
Oh, look at that from Apex. A double, nearly a triple before AZ sits him down, but damage has been done, and we do find ourselves at a level playing field once again, or at least for a moment. Valda, swift beheading of Body now. All onto Mixwell. See if he can do better than Kenny. It was a 1v1 from him in the previous round, and now Mixwell's got a mammoth task. Likely just going to want to keep hold of that AWP. But G2's round situation, this would be, by conceding this, you're taking yourself into overtime, and that's going to go down. So 15-12 then. North are very comfortable, and they're going to be looking to close this one out. Mixwell's on peanuts. God, that save really could have put them in a much more comfortable scenario. Yeah,
this is not looking good. Their match point now, they have to buy. They're going to take a pause. 2 players, make it 3. Around the $1,500 mark.
CZ Kev?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, he's treated himself to a smoke. No need for the helmet, of course, versus those AKs. So the bench up again. It's G2 on their dying breath, attempting to keep themselves in this first map. We do have another to treat you to after this one.
The final map of the evening.
Indeed.
What an evening it's been. We had Jason on the desk. We've had...
Dude, it's really weird casting
you
again.
can't
I feel really rusty. Like,
Well, that's the thing. It is, people forget, like, if you don't do it for a while, like, just getting into that mindset again, like, I could tell you warmed up and, like, you took 2 or 3 rounds, you're just like, this is
bloody
casting
hell.
again.
Yeah, I'm still like kind of getting my head around
like,
it.
people don't really realize, like, sure, when you do it a lot, it's easy. But if you haven't done it before, you haven't done it for like 6 months or something like that, which
1 or 2 like Pro League days,
That's
and that
right,
that was enough just to kind of remind myself. But I reckon next map. We'll go into next map.
fresh. It's probably Inferno, considering it's
That's
not
just
my
a
Pro
safe
League.
assumption at this point. All right, let's see how this one does play out. This is G2's last dying breath. Let's see if they can make anything happen here on the CT side. Again, aggression from body. I mean, this is nice. You have to get some info and get the numbers over. None of this split situation actually makes me rather uncomfortable that the CTs have gone for this 2-2 split, and yet the Ts haven't provided any information. Body's getting some now, though.
He has to do something. They'll go for the B stack here. Both teams triangulating towards this side of the map. It will be Mertz to go in first. MBK to be baited in from the bench. Gets one. Needs to be traded out here by North. Certainly comes through. This might not be the end just yet. Mixwell keeping the dream alive. But they spotted this little bomb there. They'll be taking it down. And it will be Kenny S to hit the shot. But another big miss from him, Alex. That's a shot he normally sends home all day long.
Kenny's had a multitude of chances
Yeah.
to keep down. Body is being stared at by 2 Ts, and that's the end of that one. Mertz will secure it, and we have North picking up the first here. 3 points for them as they continue their battle to get to Dallas.
They're a shocking performance at Copenhagen Games. Don't even make it to the grand final of their home event, a tier 3 event, really. They do manage to bounce back here online, looking better. Mertz showing some good form overall. You can see some good moments from him. G2 a little bit rocky to get into this one. 9-6.5 in the war of attrition, like we said, back and forth in the second. It did look like North were the better team overall once they started executing a bit more and doing a good job on their own ecos as well.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. We'll be jumping into your second map after the break, so don't go anywhere, and we'll be breaking it down after the